Yeah, it was a wild game, kind of back and forth. That's what playoffs are. I mean, it's a hard fought battle all the way to the end. Um, you just never know. No team's ever out of it. Just like last night, all it takes is one big hit to kind of get things going, and we got things going, and Mets, answered back, and then we answered at the end. So that's just what the playoffs are, and that's why they're so fun.
Okay, next question. We're going to go here to Matt on the right in the back.
Aaron, what was your reaction when Rob told you, "Hey, you're going to go game 3," and were you surprised at all by that? And like, kind of maybe, do you relish getting the ball here on the road, in front of a pretty hostile fan base?
Yeah, I was fine with it. Yeah, I mean, was super happy for Sanchi to be able to pitch at home. I mean, it's incredible to pitch at home, obviously, and his first start in the postseason, which was awesome. And I thought he threw the ball really good. But yeah, I mean, whatever I can do to try to contribute and try to put the team in the best chance to win in a playoff game, whether it's home or road, I was fine with. This is a pretty cool place to play, pretty cool place to pitch. I pitched here quite a few times, and first time in the postseason, so definitely looking forward to it.
Okay, Todd.
Aaron, you just mentioned that pitching well here or liking to pitch here. Why do you think you've had such success here? Is there something about the ballpark, dimensions, just coincidence?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like I've had some good games and bad games here. I just always thought it was a beautiful ballpark. Always liked coming here. I'm not really sure.
And then the other day before Game 1, JT was talking about Zach and the pregame meetings you guys have, and he said Zach almost feels like he's going to fall asleep or he's meditating. He's so relaxed. And I'm wondering what you're like in those meetings. Are you more engaged than Zach, or are you falling asleep?
No, I'm definitely not falling asleep. I feel like I'm a little bit more engaged. I like to do some homework on the hitters, just kind of talk about a game plan, and if that game plan doesn't work out, what do we go to next, type of thing. But feel like Wheels is a different type of guy. He's just got it like that.
When did you start preparing for this start in terms of approach towards hitters?
First game of the postseason when Wheels pitched, just kind of watching the game from the dugout. I'll do a little bit more stuff today, but just watching the game and really trying to be in tune and pay attention to the hitters and kind of what they're doing, and watch some of the wild card game. So I feel like I pitched against several of their guys quite a few times, so I kind of know what they got. They kind of know what I have. So at the end of the day, it's all about me executing my pitches and making good quality pitches.
You want to stay there in the middle?
Aaron, earlier this year, you said this is the best bullpen that you've had behind you in your career. Obviously, the first 2 games are uncharacteristic, but if you don't go all the way tomorrow night, how comfortable do you feel leaving the mound and giving the ball to those guys in a big situation?
Yeah, I mean, they've been so good all year. Every time I come out of the game or any of the guys come out of the game, and we feel confident those guys coming in and shutting the door. Sometimes there are slip-ups. I mean, it happens. It's baseball. We're all humans. We're playing good teams. We're playing a good Mets team over there. But, yeah, I feel confident for sure. They've been really good all year for us. They're going to come in and, do the best they can and do what they've done all year.
Okay, we're going to go here on the right in the back.
Aaron, a lot was made about the layoff for hitters, but it's a layoff for pitchers too. How do you stay sharp? How do you stay with it, not overdo it? I mean, how do you handle being off for so long?
I just try to map my week out, or about a week and a half out, the best I can. I threw 2 bullpens this go around. I just try to elevate my focus on throwing a little bit more, just because I'm not in the regular 5-day routine going in from the last game I pitched. So I just try to get good throwing sessions in and good running and workout sessions in all week to keep my body healthy and ready to go.
Stay back there, Matt.
Alonso has been a challenge for you over the years. What do you think it is about his approach against you, maybe that he's gotten you before, and what kind of challenge is it to face him?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I've thrown some balls over the plate he hadn't really missed. Hit him for home runs. I think, especially playoffs, I think it's a little bit different too, because everybody's a little bit more focused. I feel like, and every pitch is a little bit more heightened, and it matters just a little bit more. So, I mean, not just Pete. I feel like the whole team is going to be, obviously trying to get hits and scrap hits, just like I'm trying to get them out. So, yeah, they're all going to be competitive, and I'm going to be as competitive too.
Okay, we're going to go in the back to Fitz.
Aaron, you mentioned facing Alonso a lot and facing this team a lot. What is the biggest challenge about facing a team that you face so many times, and some of the hitters that you faced so many times here in a big situation? And I guess making adjustments back and forth before they sort of notice that you're making those adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've thrown just about everything to a lot of them, and they've seen all my pitches, they've seen what I have, and I've seen what they have. So, like I said, it's all about executing as best as possible against them, and throwing the right pitch at the right time, and really just trying to get them out any way possible. So that's all I can do.
Destiny in the front.
Aaron, you've made at least 32 starts in each of the last 6 seasons. How much of that is a point of pride for you, and how much more difficult does it become to kind of maintain that consistency as you get older?
That's definitely one of my goals every year, to make 33 starts, and I've been blessed to do that over the past 6 years, and I want to continue doing that. I just want to be a pitcher for this team that's available all the time, and someone who they know they can count on to make a start. And after I got hurt in 2016, I really wanted to do that for this organization. I wanted to go out and throw every 5 games and be available. And I've been able to do that, and it's always one of my goals every year.
I assume it's a lot of hard work, but does it also take a lot of luck too, just for nothing to kind of come up in the last 6 years?
Yeah, I mean, you think about. I think about it sometimes. I got hit the other day in DC in the back or on the side, and stuff like that. To be able to be lucky enough to be blessed enough not to have a ball get hit in a bone or something right back at me, to break something has been great. So, I mean, I feel like you definitely have to have something like that to not happen to you, to keep making every start. But I just try to put a lot of work in to make sure my body's healthy going into every start, going into every year. I try to put a lot of work into my body and educate myself on my body and how I feel, and what makes me feel good and what makes me not feel as good, and traveling, and if my body's tired or not tired. So there's a lot of things that I take into account to stay healthy.
All the way far left, Hannah.
Hey, Aaron. All the way over here. We've seen some guys throw harder than they normally do in the postseason. I think Wheels did. It feels a little obvious. Oh, it's adrenaline. What does it feel like to go out there maybe with a little extra on your fastball? Can you tell that the moment is going to sort of contribute to how hard you're throwing?
I think it is just adrenaline. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't. That's just speak for myself. Like I said, I feel like when you watch pitchers, you can kind of tell. Like Wheels the other night, could tell. He was 98, 99, first couple innings, and his fastball was jumping. I've seen that plenty of times since he's been here. I feel sometimes it's the adrenaline's going to kick in, and for me, I kind of have to calm myself down a little bit. I try to overthrow. I feel like overthrowing kind of gets me out of the zone and gets my command out of whack a little bit. So I feel like I'm just really trying to settle the emotions down and the adrenaline down a little bit.
What does that look like for you when you're trying to settle the adrenaline down?
I don't know really what it looks like.
Well, okay. What does it feel like? What do you do? Do you have
just
breathe? Is there
just breathe and try to really focus on my next pitch, and just try to make my next pitch. That's kind of nothing really special, but that's just kind of how I always reset everything. Just focus on that next pitch, because that next pitch matters.
Okay, we'll take one more, Todd.
I just wondered, do you ever take a peek at the scoreboard, the gun or whatever, to see how you're throwing, how hard you're throwing, particular pitch or anything?
Every now and again. I mean, the hitter will kind of tell you most of the time what your stuff's doing. But, yeah, sometimes I'll check the fastball and change up and cutter and curveball.
Is it just to see, like, I don't know, if wow, that felt really good, let me take a peek and see if I hit 95 or
Sometimes.
what?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I hadn't been able to get, up to 95 as much this year, or past 95 that much. So, for me, I don't really check that as much. I kind of go off of how it's coming out of my hand and kind of the ball flight.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, guys.
Rob, when your bullpen's been a strength all year, especially a guy like Strom, how do you balance maybe him not having the last couple nights with trusting your guys in the biggest games of the season moving forward?
Well, I think you have to trust them. They've been performing all year long. It's just a matter of execution. But these guys adjust all the time, and they've been so good all year. I think you have to trust them.
With Strom specifically, it's not like he's lost his control. If anything, he's throwing just a ton of strikes. They're swinging almost everything. Is he just leaving a few too many pitches up right now, or what have you seen from him the last two nights?
Yeah, over the middle of the plate a little bit more than normal. He's usually got pretty good command. The ball goes where he wants to throw it usually. So, again, it just gets down to some execution. He'll get it.
Okay, here in the middle.
Hi, Rob. How much does a win like last night give the team sort of a release? Like, did you notice that the energy among the team is any different today than it was yesterday morning?
Well, first of all, the win's huge. Obviously, any win in the playoffs is huge. But getting down 0-1 in your own ballpark, that was a pretty big game. I mean, really big game. But I don't really get a sense of anything changed with them today as opposed to yesterday. They come in, they have fun every day, and workman-like type of atmosphere. So I think everything's pretty much the same.
Okay, going back on the left, Alex.
Bullpen's been a strength for most of the season. Can you think of any reason why they might be struggling as a group right now?
Not really. And I think like hitting, like your starting rotation, your bullpen, it's contagious one way or the other. So we just got to kind of snap out of this thing and start executing pitches and, hitting our spots. And like I said, they will. I have full confidence in them.
Okay, going to go over here to Matt on the back and the right.
What is your sense of Bohm's current headspace, and do you still intend to play him tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, he's playing tomorrow. And I think he's in a good spot. He was just in there hitting in the cages and getting his work in. I'm not sure if he's going to hit on the field today or not. So, but yeah, I think he's fine.
And will both Stott and Marsh sit tomorrow?
Oh, we'll see.
Okay, on the left here, down front.
Hey, Rob, is Ranger definitely your Game 4 starter, or is there a chance, depending on how that goes, that Wheeler could come back Game 4?
No, Ranger will pitch Game 4.
You going to stay there with Paul on the left?
Rob, one more bullpen question.
Okay.
The one high leverage guy that you haven't used yet is Alvarado. Command has been his issue. As each time passes that he hasn't pitched, how much more concerned do you get that command will be a problem when he does?
Yeah, a little bit. And I think we need to get him into a game for sure. When he pitched in the inter-squad game on Wednesday, he was really good, really efficient, hit his spots. But, yeah, he's a guy that needs work, consistent work to maintain that command.
Okay, we're going to go back over here on the right to Matt.
Estevez threw 8 pitches in that 8th inning. What was your reasoning for not maybe going back to him there for a 9th?
Just because he hasn't done that in a long time, that's really what it came down to. He did his job, and I felt really good about Strom, even though he had a little bit of a struggle the night before. I felt really good about him in that pocket, and it just didn't work out. But.
And do you intend to use Ruiz in bigger spots, or just because you were down in that game at that moment that you weren't going to turn to one of your maybe higher leverage guys there?
Well, I consider Ruiz somewhat of a high leverage guy. I really do. He's pitched well for us. He just left a pitch up in the zone, you know. But other than that, he threw the ball pretty good. And we had to cover 4 innings, one way or the other, and it was still tight. So we were going to use all our leverage guys there.